Kamen Rider Zeztz episode 20 is a good escalation for the series, for the trajectory of the show, for everything that's been going on. Because we are still in kind of a holding pattern with Nem and Baku. They repeat some things to each other in this episode that they said to each other last episode, if not last episode and the episode before that. So they're kind of at this new status quo, at this plateau of what they're feeling and how they're thinking and how they're like perceiving each other and their part in the world and the role that they play in this dream world and all this other stuff. The battle between Code and the lady, I guess, the nightmares. I'm not sure how to frame that. But there's nothing revolutionary with them, and this is definitely the first part of a two-part story. However, in the background, we do see other things going on. We see a little spycraft between 3 and 6, or Kureha, and she does something in the beginning of the episode that you don't understand until later. Is really cool. She plants a tracker. I'm going to spoil it on Odaka, on Nox, and she's supposed to be using that to find out where the enemy's base is and infiltrate it, attack it, whatever, which is funny because the mission in the game is also capture the enemy base. So it's kind of a parallelism going on right there. And then she enters the dream, and there's this whole thing where she is a decoy for Agent Number 5 to come in and attack Nox from the back. And he ends up capturing him for now, imprisoning him for a short amount of time in this torture room that Code has, because of course Code has a torture room. And there he talks to him and asks him what's going on. And we learn, which is something amazing, that the failure in episode 3 to stop Fujimi's nightmare from coming true, that released all those butterflies, has been slowly cooking in the background. And now a bunch of these children, which these kids were not out at night, so that's kind of weird. It appears to be saying, the show appears to be saying that all those butterflies that were released created a cohort of dreamers who are all locked in this dream together now. And I don't know why it's video game flavored, like Dragon Quest. I don't know why the kids are kind of the targets. The only thing I'm thinking is that it's running like a counter Code operation where Code used kids to turn into dream warriors. Maybe the lady is trying to use kids to turn into nightmare warriors in the future. I'm not sure. That calls for speculation, and I'm not supposed to be doing that right now. So like, it was a very steady episode, very even-keeled episode. The action was cool. I was disappointed that we didn't get to see Kureha transform, but we got to see 5 and Agent Number 5, and he was interesting. He's like a very aggressive guy, very tough guy. Sounds like he wants to kill Nox. I don't want Nox to get killed. I want him to be redeemed. I want something to happen with him. I almost expected Nox to like counter him, do counterterrorism stuff, whatever. And like, hey, if you don't believe in Code anymore, come with me. But obviously, it seems clear that this Number 5 is a Code loyalist, which is interesting because where's he been and why hasn't he been doing stuff? Why has Baku been doing things instead? And why does he have a different system? Why does he have the Night system or the Lord system as opposed to the Night system that 4 / Odaka / Nox had? And why doesn't he have what Zeztz has with his Zeztz driver or whatever it's called? I find all those things to be curious and interesting. But like, we didn't get too much from the kids that were the dreamers in this episode. It was weird to see Baku beating up a baby nightmare, and the fact that it's baby is weird. I imagine it's because it's going to grow into the adult form of the nightmare, like when the boy might have been Shota had the picture that he'd drawn, and that's part of a black case. It's very possible that the baby that we're seeing, the baby nightmare, is the baby form of this, Demon King, Emperor, or whatever we're going to see. I think it's a Demon King, that we're going to see, presumably in the next episode. I don't think this is going to go more than, a standard 2-episode, set to tell this story. But that's kind of what I figure is going to happen. Maybe these other baby nightmares are all his children or whatever. I don't know. Again, calling for speculation. I don't want to do that. But it was weird to see him beat up the baby. But also kind of funny. And I think we're in a good place. It wasn't an amazing episode, but it's doing what it needs to do, and it's like, it has to be there. It has to be this transitional episode. I wish it was a little bit better, but I did like it overall. I had very positive feelings about it. It was just like, oh, okay, so this is kind of like more subdued, and you're not ratcheting things up so much in the A-plot of the episode, and that's okay. We'll get more later. Despite me saying that Yu Yu Hakusho is the GOAT, I'm okay saying this episode is just like passable. It's doing what it's serviceable. It's doing what it's supposed to be doing, and it's not this big explosive thing. However, I'll be curious to see whether or not the next episode is a lot better, because I hope it will be, and I hope we'll get to see a lot more interesting things going on and forward development. That's what I'm interested in. What are you interested in this? What do you think about the episode overall? Answer me in the comments. Check out the pinned comment for my other stuff. I have links to the full Zeztz playlist and other things I'm doing. Until next time, folks, this is MJ with Henshin Inspection and Rider Tears, signing out.